I grew up in Waukegan, Illinois, and I'd walk down the beach with my father, and on the way we'd stop at the fire station. And my dad knew all the firemen, and some of them were relatives of mine, and I'd go in and pet the Dalmatian, And so I had an intimate knowledge of firemen, and one of my uncles was a fireman who was killed falling off a fire truck and when I was a kid. And it just struck me in thinking about firemen, that what are we going to do with them in the future? The time will come when all the houses are fireproofed. So you've got a lot of firemen with no jobs. What are you going to do? I said, well, let's reverse it. Have them start fires instead of put them out. And then I had no title for the book. The original title was The Fireman. And I got curious as to what the temperature was that book paper would burn out. And I called UCLA, the chemistry department. They couldn't help me. I called SC, some of the other physics departments, and they couldn't help me. I said, dummy, call the fire department. So I called downtown, got the fire chief on the phone. I said, this sounds stupid, but tell me, what temperature does book paper catch fire at? He said, just a moment. And he came back. He said it catches fire at 451 degrees Fahrenheit. And I reversed it. I said, Fahrenheit 451. Yes. So I don't know if that's true. I've never researched it since, but it has a wonderful sound to it, doesn't it? And that's how it came to birth. The book was a long time coming to birth. You could say it went back to my great-great-great-grandmother, Mary Bradbury, who was tried as a witch in Salem in 1580. It was. She escaped, but she's in all the books about witches and witch burning. And then over the years, I read about the various libraries of Alexandria burning 3,000 or 4,000 years ago. I think twice by accident, once on purpose. And then in China, I heard rumors of burnings of libraries and books. And Hitler, of course, in Germany in the early 30s. And since I'm a library person, I've never made it to college, you see. I'm self-educated in the library. So anything that touches the library touches me, And I was vitally concerned and upset to see what was going on in the world. The threat of atomic war was very fresh in my mind when I wrote the novel, because it was just 4 or 5 years after Hiroshima. But in making the film, I advised Truffaut, and I would advise any others, eliminate the atomic bomb thing. You don't need it. It's an extra threat. But the real threat is ignorance and the lack of education.